Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Getsia and this is Getsy's Reads. If you are not new and you're already a subscriber, first, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And yeah, I also wanted to say I'm sorry because I haven't posted in about 3 weeks, but I don't like doing that because I like posting at least one or twice every week. But the last month I had some health complications, and my mom also had health complications, and I'm also in training because I got a job. So thank God I have a job, but I am also studying fashion design. So there's lots of things going on right now, as I believe many other people that create content on YouTube, don't just do YouTube, but do other things in their personal lives. But I just wanted to say that don't worry, I'm still here, I'm still around, and even in days where I don't feel like filming, because sometimes people feel like that because we're all human, guys. Um, that even when there are days that I may feel a bit down, I still always look into me, because I always remember like why I started and why I want to keep doing this, because I really love sharing my love of books with people, and just want to encourage other people to create their own booktube channels. And yeah, because we may feel weird in our own lives, that we read books and we don't really have people to share them with, but in this way we can do that with people from all over the world. So I'm always grateful for that. That tangent ended. But yeah, I really want this to be like conversations, as if I've having a conversation with friends, because I just wanted to make it feel like that for the people watching. Okay, so today I'm going to be uh doing my March wrap up finally. Finally. Uh yeah. Okay, so summing it all up. March was what I would say a very it ended up being a very predictable like reading month, because in the sense that the books that I picked up, that I felt that I would enjoy, I did enjoy, and the books that I picked up that I felt I would probably not enjoy, I ended up not liking. So it was like, I told you so. I when I get the feeling that I'm not gonna like something, more than likely I end up hating it or not enjoying it at all. And but sometimes I don't really listen to my gut feeling, but I'm learning to listen to it more, because there's not time to waste on books that you do not enjoy reading. So I participated in a couple of readathons in March, and I'm first just going to talk to you about the books that I really didn't care for and really didn't enjoy that much. Okay, they're very short. I believe these are abridged, the ones I'm going to be talking about. So yeah, maybe that's why they're so short. Okay, so I'm first going to be talking about the two books from the middle grade March readathon that I participated in. The first one is The Swiss Family Robinson by Johann Wyss. First, I'm not a native English speaker, so if my pronunciation of the authors is not the correct way, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's not my native language. But yeah, Johann Wyss. Oh, this was such a boring book. It's just about a family that they're on a ship, and the ship like has a wreck, and they end up in an island. But like everything that happens in the island is like so coincidental. Oh, they find the foods they need, they find the things they need to build to build like a hut and on top of trees, and like everything goes really well for them for the most part. And when like some situations maybe get a little bit like dangerous, it's not really dangerous. Like it tries to create problems for the family, but they really don't have any problems with the situation they're in, which is very unrealistic, that you're going to find like things so easily in an island where there appears to be no other human beings and any civilization at all. So yeah, just I the writing was not it for me at all. And these two books that I am going to talk about are supposed to be like American classics, I believe, and yikes, I did not enjoy them. Boy, ugh, that's like a 1 star for me. Sorry if you like that. Next one. Maybe this is a bit controversial. This is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, whatever, by Mark Twain. Maybe controversial because Mark Twain is a bit more known than Johann Wiss, I believe, in the United States, at least from what I've seen in Facebook book groups that I'm a part of. This is obviously an abridged version. I believe has, okay, let me see. It has 60, well, it has 74 pages, but the story is until the page 69, this abridged story, I believe. And this author, Mark Twain, has another really famous book which is called The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and that character also appears in here. I have, kind of like the same problems with this one, just the writing. I did not connect with the writing at all. Oh, not my type of writing. The story was just like really boring for me. Just like a boy, he finds like a treasure, or he finds something, a map that has like a treasure in a cave, and there's other kids, that go with him, and it's like, oh, adventures, but it's just not. I tried it, but not really something I'm interested in reading, and the characters just didn't really care for them at all. I mean, I don't know how much you can do with characters in such little pages in such small book. But yeah, the characters not interested, not interested at all. So I gave this 1 star. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the last couple of American classics I've read, but I haven't enjoyed them. Like I read also The Great Gatsby, and this is not about this video is not about that book, but I read it, I think before I started booktube, or like at the start of my booktube creating content days. And yeah, just the story, I didn't like it. The characters were really unlikable. It was very uninteresting. It was very hyped up by people and by the movie that was adapted by, from the book, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and that was just so overrated. And when I read that book, I'm just glad it was a very small book, like a novel, because I don't think I could have read anything larger than what it is because I didn't like it. Okay, let's go with another classic, The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And to be fair, it's not that I hated it or I did not like it. Well, it's just that this genre, like classic mystery detective type, just isn't a genre I'm really interested in. Uh the story is, like a guy, he inherits like an estate, and there's another guy that wants to kill him because he wants the money, that type of scenario. And it was okay. I think I gave it 2 3 stars. And I know a lot of people are like fans of the Sherlock Holmes, and if you like it, you like it. But it's in my type of genre, and I'm glad I picked up an abridged version because I tried it. That's what I was hoping to just try something. If I don't like it, I don't like it, and I don't think I'll be picking other Sherlock Holmes mysteries in the future. And middle grade, I'm really thinking of if I should pick up any other middle grade books, because if they're anything like the ones I read last month, I'm just going to be wasting my time. I'm going to be wasting my time. And yeah, I don't really believe those were wasting my time because they were very short. But still, even 1 minute that goes by that you read something that you don't like, it's not worth it. And yeah, this The Hound of Baskervilles, I read it for March Mystery Madness readathon. So yeah, this was for the mystery readathon. And the I already read, okay, the fourth book, I'm going to be mentioning that I promise it's the last negative review. What can you do? That I also read for March Mystery Madness is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. You've probably heard of this. This was very 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 famous book a couple of years ago when the TV series exploded. And a lot of people had various opinions about it. I still haven't seen the series, and I don't think I will in the future, maybe if I'm bored one day, but for now I'm not interested. And I'm just going to read you the review I wrote after I read it. So let's start this review. Okay. Okay, I wrote like kind of the same thing I said at the beginning. You know that gut instinct you get before reading a book that tells you that you will probably not like this book? Well, I decided to ignore it and look where it got me. I keep giving YA, young adult genre, a chance, and it just keeps letting me down, so maybe I'm a masochist. I mean, I don't think myself as a masochist, but when some books I'm like, it's yeah, why are you doing this to yourself? This book doesn't outwardly say it, and if it did, I don't really remember. But it's basically about revenge. It's about a teen that holds a grudge even after death. Fun, no? Nope, it's not fun. Doesn't look cute. Okay, well, let's start with one of the main characters, that is Clay Jensen. I'll get to Hannah in a second. Let's start with Clay, okay? Now, I'm not a fan of Hannah. She's the main character, she's the protagonist. But damn, is Clay a simp? Like, simp central much, Clay? If you don't know what a simp is, just Google it. It's like it's like a guy that is overly sympathetic towards a female because he wants to get in her pants. That's a simp, and he's a simp. For example, on page 181, let me look for the page here. Before page 181, he's talking Clay about how he felt he had feelings for Hannah, but he really didn't want people to know because of her reputation and stuff, and he says, but now it's too late, and that's why right at this moment I feel so much hate told myself I deserved to be on this list, on her revenge list. Because if I hadn't been so afraid of everyone else, I might have told Hannah that someone cared, and Hannah might still be alive. I pull my gaze back from the neon sign. And if you've read this book, you know that nothing he could have said to her would have changed her mind. She already wanted to kill herself, dude. Okay, your simping wouldn't have saved her. Let's be real. Okay, now that's about as much depth that Clay has in this whole story. He's always going on and on about maybe I should have said this or that. I could have had done this differently. I should have told Hannah I lusted her sooner. Clay at times got even more annoying than Hannah, and that's saying a lot. I saw really no point of him being in this story. He was just a messenger to give the tapes to the next person on the list. I can count on my hands. I can count on my hands the times that he and Hannah talked to each other. I can count them on my hands. And in one scene, towards the end, they kiss each other, and I'm here thinking, like, is this supposed to make me root for their non existent relationship based on the fact that they kissed each other one time at a party? So romantic. Guys, I have more romance with my K-pop posters than these two had in the whole story. With my freaking K-pop posters. You know what that is? That they kissed each other one time. They talked to each other maybe 2 or 3 times, and he's like, "She's the love of my life. Oh my gosh, I have to give my life for her." And I'm like, dude, you both barely know each other. It's so stupid. Oh, I can't. So stupid. Like, okay, I'm done with Clay. I mean, there's not much to say about him, to be honest. Let's get on with Hannah, shall we? Okay, first, one of my main problems with her character is that Hannah cared too much about other people's opinions of her. She wanted them to see the truth, but failed to understand that they already had made up their minds about her. And nothing she did was gonna make them change their minds. And yeah, there's parts in the story where she's like, she thinks like, oh, maybe if I do this, people will like me or will think differently of me. But wake up call, and this is from experience. Just because you treat someone kindly does not mean they will treat you the same. That's just sad reality, but that's the truth. Just because you treat someone, you know, like a friend, doesn't mean they're gonna think of you as a friend. You get what I mean? Um, in page 170, I'm going to look for it now. Okay, on page 170, Hannah's character says, or deep down, maybe there was more. Maybe I wanted someone to figure out who wrote the note and secretly come to my rescue. Maybe, I don't know, but I was careful never to give myself away. Okay, so Hannah, she kept wanting people to reach out to her, but the problem is that she herself didn't want to be helped. Or at least she didn't act like she did. And throughout the whole story, she keeps looking for the approval of others. Like I said before, she keeps wanting, that attention. She craves it. She cares too much of what others think of her. And there are people that are willing to hear you out. That's, also talking to you because this may help you too. Um, you know, there were pe- there are people that are willing to hear you out, but and help. But if you don't reach out, things are not gonna get better for you. And you know, you have to remember, everyone struggles with something. These characters, they could have been struggling with their own problems, but we're only getting Hannah's point of view. We're only getting her problems, her feelings, her emotions. And it's all just me, 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 me. And girl, like, you don't know what other people are going through. And even when someone is going through something difficult, some people also, even if they are in a tough spot, they reach out to other people. But if you don't say anything, you can't expect people to read your mind. Point blank, period. That really just frustrates me. And there's another page in page 253. Okay, on page 253, Hannah says, "Just two more to go," referring to the tapes. "Don't give up on me now. I'm sorry, I guess that's an odd thing to say, because isn't that what I'm doing, giving up? Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. And that, more than anything else, is what this all comes down to. Me. Giving up on me." So I commented on that. Towards the end, Hannah admits it, that she herself, has given up on herself. And there's basically no in her mind, there's no change in this decision. In page 279, she's talking with like a teacher, like a guidance and slash guidance counselor. And and she's like, in her mind, she's thinking, she went to him to like ask him for, like, I don't know, the final opinion that would maybe make her change her decision of killing herself. But let's not kid ourselves, she already had made her mind up at this point. She's thinking, because I need to get on with things, Mr. Potter. If nothing's going to change, then I'd better get on with it, right? So it's like insinuating, that he's not being helpful enough. And I'm just going to kill myself because nobody wants to help me. That's what I'm getting, the vibe I'm getting. So in the last audio tape, she talks with Mr. Potter, who I said is like a teacher slash counselor, because she was looking for a reason not to kill herself. But she gets mad at him for not giving her the answer that she was looking for. But girl, like, what does she want from him? Like, what? Like, she doesn't really outwardly say what she's feeling, so how can she expect to be helped? Hannah wanted questions answered, but she didn't give people the information needed to even come up with the answers to begin with. Do you get what I'm saying? She was a very frustrating character, and this was a very frustrating book to read. Yeah, that's basically what I wrote. Very frustrating. I've been through depression. I can't say I've ever tried to commit suicide or anything like that. So don't worry. Not like that, but each one of us, I believe, has gone through stuff like this, situations where we feel like we're not understood, where we feel like we're alone, we don't have friends. But speaking from experience, if I don't say anything, if I don't seek help, if I don't talk to my parents, if I don't talk to my friends, I can't be mad at them for not knowing what's going on with me. Because, if you are yourself an island and you're alone and you don't want anyone to enter in this wall that you have created for yourself, you can be mad at people if they don't know how to help you, because if you don't say it with your mouth, nobody's a magician. Nobody knows what is going on inside of here. I mean, except God. But sometimes we don't even look for God. We don't even ask him. We don't even ask for his help. And he's like, "Hey girl, like I can help you. I'm here. I love you." But you're like, "No, I'm the victim. Blah blah blah. It's everybody's fault." And that's her character. She's just blaming everybody, but she's not blaming herself. She's not looking inwards. She's not saying like, maybe I have the problem and I have to figure it out and I have to ask people for help. But she was just like too stubborn, just too prideful to ask for help. And that's, maybe it's not that bad of a book because we can learn not to be like Hannah. And I know maybe other reviews are like, "Oh, poor Hannah, she was the victim," but sorry. Speaking as a person that has had depression and has had, those emotions, anxiety and stuff, you have to ask for help. If you really truly want it, you will find it. Doesn't matter the way, but you will find help. But you just got to speak, use the mouth that God gave you and help yourself. Okay. I think I gave this book about 2 stars, I believe, because it was just her character, the situation. So frustrating. But if you gave it 5 stars, I don't care. Tell me down in the comments why you did it, and let's just be cool about it. Everybody has different opinions. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. Those were like my my 4 book reviews. For now, I have 2 more books I need to talk to you about, but it's already getting, I've already talked a lot, almost 30 minutes right now. So I'm going to like split this in 2 parts, and I'm going to talk about the other 2 books that I really loved in the second part. So stay tuned for that. Tell me down in the comments if you've read any of these books, which books you've liked, which books you have not enjoyed or hated, and if you had different opinions, it's okay. Leave them down in the comments also. And yeah, if you're a booktuber that I don't know, say hi. I'm a booktuber. Nice to meet you, because I always like meeting other small booktubers or large, whichever, how many followers you have. I don't really care. Just say hi in the comments. Thanks guys so much. This was Ketsia. I'm so happy to be doing videos again. 3 weeks was too long. Was too long. So stay tuned for part 2 of this March wrap up. See ya guys. Cheers and keep on reading. Bye.